Hey, Big Pharma has a new pill
Pills.
A simple pill to treat COVID.
just for me so that I can get all better from the convids.
The FDA last hour granting emergency use authorization for Pfizer's antiviral pill to treat COVID-19.
Breaking news, some more good news when it comes to the pandemic. Another antiviral pill to treat coronavirus has just gotten the green light from the FDA. Now Merck getting authorization for its treatment.
How soon until we actually are able to order these pills should somebody need one?
Pills.
And again, this is just another way that we're going to be able to live with this disease going forward.
Speaking of pills and living with the disease going forward,
Here's a fun fact for you that most people aren't aware of. According to Forbes, 75% of the FDA's drug review budget comes from Big Pharma, which means the FDA is funded by the very companies that it claims to regulate. And if you think that's a conflict of interest or that there's any funny business going on, then you're a special kind of stupid conspiracy theorist.
people ask me all the time,
Hey Brian, do you really use that keto elevate stuff and does it really work?
the answer is yes and yes. Never in my entire life have I lost body fat so quickly. Not even in my prime at 25, which is over 25 years ago. I'm approaching 54 this year. If you want to support the channel and do your health a favor, grab some with my link in the description.
Hey, did you see the latest commercial for the new pharma drug?
The FDA last hour granting emergency use authorization for Pfizer's antiviral pill to treat COVID-19. This is big because this is the first pill of its kind that people can now take at home to treat COVID-19 before they get sick enough to need hospital care. A gift, a potential game changer as the Omicron variant complicates the COVID crisis now just 3 days before Christmas.
And another great commercial from CNN for Pfizer's wonder drug.
Big news from Pfizer, reporting its antiviral pill to treat coronavirus is showing in trials to reduce the risk of hospitalization and death by 89% if patients begin taking it within 3 days of first symptoms. The CDC director calling it another great tool in our toolbox this morning. Dr. Anthony Fauci welcomed it as good news as well.
Oh wait, that's not a commercial. That's CNN pretending to report on the news as they push a new pharma drug that the pharma-funded FDA just approved.
Which means it is a new pharma drug commercial.
And here's another CNN Big Pharma commercial for Merck's new antiviral pill.
Breaking news, some more good news when it comes to the pandemic. Another antiviral pill to treat coronavirus has just gotten the green light from the FDA. Now Merck getting authorization for its treatment.
Now, before we watch the rest of these Pfizer CNN commercials for this new con job wonder drug, let's take a gander back at yesteryear. Remember that drug that everybody was pushing back in the early 2000s that also got exuberant FDA approval and nonstop applause from the experts in the medical community? It was called Bextra, manufactured by Pfizer. That's right, the same Pfizer that's pushing today's miracle cure. The FDA approved Bextra's 10 milligram and 20 milligram tablets on November 16th, 2001. Now, Bextra was indicated for relief of the signs and symptoms of osteoarthritis, adult rheumatoid arthritis, and for the treatment of painful menstrual cycles. Through heavy advertising and fanfare from mainstream media and enthusiastic support from the medical experts and authorities, over 12 billion prescriptions were written for Bextra in 2004 alone. Not 12 million, 12 billion. That's a pile of cash for Big Pharma. And why did people order so many pills? Because they believed the propaganda perpetuated about this drug, that it was safe and effective. They believed the experts, They believed the government officials. They believed the teleprompter reading corporate idiots sitting behind the desk in newsrooms all over the country. So what ended up happening? They took this FDA-approved drug off the market. Why? Because lo and behold, the safe and effective product started racking up some notable and dramatic health side effects, including liver toxicity, heart attacks, allergic reactions, and strokes. But things are different now, right? I mean, drug companies and governments and corporate media yuckity yucks have turned over a new leaf. They care about you now. Matter of fact, they care so much about you that they want you to hear straight from the Pfizer fox who's in charge of guarding the henhouse of health and safety. They want you to hear straight from Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla. And of course, he's going to give you the facts about his own drug, right?
For more on this, joining me right now is Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. So with this news, how does this change, in your view, the course of this pandemic?
I think it's a game changer.
A gift, a potential game changer.
I think it's a game changer.
Because right now, one of the biggest problems that we are facing, it is that when we have peaks of this disease, when we have the waves that are coming, the hospitals are really crowded, and that creates significant issues to the healthcare system. Right? With this pill, we are expecting that instead of 10 people going to hospital, only one will go, and actually no one is dying. So these are very, very good news.
And if people see this news and think, I don't need to get vaccinated or boosted anymore, I can just take this pill, what do you say to that?
I'm afraid that there will be some people that will think like that. It's a very big mistake. Vaccines are needed. Vaccines is the primary frontier that we should be using to stop the disease. The goal is not to get sick and then hopefully have a medicine that can save you. The goal is not to get sick. And not only you not to get sick, but to prevent sickness from your kids, prevent that you get sick and then you transfer that to your mothers, to your fathers, to your parents. It's very important that people will take the vaccines. And for those that are unfortunate, that despite that, or because they didn't take the vaccines, they are sick, of course now we have something that will save a lot of lives.
Anna, as you said, this really is a huge change. And that's because, I mean, think about it right now. If you know that you have COVID, you're in the early stages, you want to do something, you want it to be easy, there really isn't much out there. There's the monoclonal antibodies, but those aren't all working so well with Omicron, and they're hard to get. This is just a pill. You call your doctor, you get a prescription. So let's talk about this pill. It's called Paxlovid, and it's made by Pfizer. And when in a clinical trial, they took more than 2,000 people. Half of them got a placebo, a pill that does nothing. That half, over the next month, 66 of them were hospitalized with COVID and 12 of them died. The half that were lucky enough to receive Paxlovid, only 8 of them were hospitalized and none of them died. You can see that really is a significant difference. But I am going to give you a caveat here, and this is an important one. These results are when taken within 8 days of symptom onset. You have to move quickly with this pill. You have to feel the symptoms, suspect you have COVID, go and get a test, call the doctor, get a prescription. It can be really tough to get all of that done within 5 days of feeling symptoms. And if you wait too long, this pill is not going to work so well. And given the testing situation in this country, plus, healthcare resources being so strapped, it's unclear whether this is going to happen quite as quickly as everyone would like.
Is Dr. Jonathan Reiner, professor of medicine and surgery at George Washington University. He was also a medical advisor in the George W. Bush administration. Dr. Reiner, a simple pill to treat COVID. What kind of game changer is this?
It's big news. And this is just another reason why we're really, despite the surge in cases now, we're not really in the same place that we were a year ago. We have vaccines that work. And now we have potent antiviral agents that you can take. So if you think about it, if you go to your doctor with influenza, we have an antiviral agent, Tamiflu, that can reduce the severity and duration of that illness. And now we have an oral medication that can also do the same thing. And in the pivotal trial, folks who took Paxlovid early, within 3 days of symptom onset, had a 90% reduction in hospitalization or death compared to those that took placebo. So this is a very, very, very potent agent. And you're not going to need to go to a hospital to get an infusion like monoclonal antibodies. This is going to be an oral regimen. And again, this is just another way that we're going to be able to live with this disease going forward.
And just to sort of underline the simplicity and ease and convenience of this would be, I'm reading, it would be, a 3-tablet dose taken twice daily for 5 days in that early onset of symptoms and diagnosis. It's obviously great news. Where do you rank it in terms of the toolkit we have now in this battle against COVID? We have masks, we have vaccines, obviously, which is the gold standard here in protecting ourselves. And we also have the monoclonal antibody therapy that Elizabeth brought up. But now we have a pill.
Right. So we have strategies, both non-pharmacologic and pharmacologic strategies, vaccines to help prevent people from getting ill. We have a very potent strategy to keep people from being hospitalized. And we actually have some strategies once folks are in the hospital, like steroids, to try and keep them, from needing, ICU management. So we have sort of a tiered layer now of approaches to either prevent you from getting ill or to keep you from getting super sick should you contract the virus. So it's a very, very big deal. It's an enormous step forward.
The news couldn't come at a better time with Omicron,
with
the holidays. President Biden says people who are fully vaccinated and better yet boosted should feel safe gathering with families and celebrating the holidays. Do you agree?
Well, only partially. I think that, first of all, fully vaccinated means boosted now.
What the hell did you just say?
Fully vaccinated means boosted now.
And I think I don't understand the administration's reticence to actually say that. If you're more than 6 months out, I think really more than 4 months out from your second mRNA shot or 2 months out from your J&J, and you're not boosted, you're no longer fully vaccinated. So you need to do that. But if you're fully vaccinated, the other thing you need to do before meeting with the people you love or with anybody is to get tested. That's the way we maximize safety this holiday season. We need to make sure we're vaccinated, and then everyone gets tested the day of your get-together on the way there. And the people who you're visiting should also be testing. We're visiting friends on Saturday on Christmas Day. My whole family's going to test that day. The folks we're visiting are going to test that day. And then we're going to enjoy ourselves. And that's really the strategy that I think should work best in this country.
Remember, governments, legacy media, medical experts, and even big pharma bigwigs care about you because it's all safe and effective. So go ahead, take your new pill, roll up your sleeves, and get your 57th booster. What could possibly go wrong? Maybe one day in the future, we'll start seeing commercials like this.
Important message for users of Vioxx, Celebrex, or Bextra.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. Estimates of how many people have been injured by Vioxx, Celebrex, and Bextra keep going up. If you use one of these drugs and had a heart attack or stroke, I want to talk to you.
If you used Vioxx, Celebrex, or Bextra and had a heart attack or stroke, or if someone you know has died, call the law firm of Robert Goldwater right now. You may be entitled to a large cash award. Call 1-800-728-4200 now.
While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket-sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up. Man, this stuff's so good.
People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love.
Well, if Granny does stop by, she's gonna fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.